Hello and welcome to RTD's English News Edition. The major stories for tonight are a working meeting for the implementation of social action on Diwan Zakah. In Somalia, IMF welcomes Somalia's budget surplus. After the victory of the Union for the presidential majority UMP in the legislative election held last Friday in Djibouti, the Yemeni Prime Minister Ahmed Obeid bin Dakar sends his congratulatory message to the president of the UMP, who is also Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, for the success of the legislative elections. We followed in the Republic of Yemen the process of the legislative elections in your country, which took place in a free and democratic environment in which transparency and the establishment of democracy were an additional model in our Arab world, he said. He took this opportunity to underline the will of his country to strengthen fraternal relations with the Republic of Djibouti by expressing its aspirations for the progress and prosperity of the country. A delegation of the State Secretariat for Social Affairs went yesterday to the headquarters of the Diwan Zakah Foundation to meet and discuss with senior executives of this institution. This working meeting is part of the operationalization of the new Social Protection Strategy 2018-22. The senior executives of the State Secretariat for Social Affairs were able to present their programs and projects and their field of action in the fight against poverty, something that the Diwan Zakah leadership also made. The purpose of the meeting is on one hand to exchange experiences and difficulties encountered for the effectiveness of the ongoing government actions, access to microfinance, generalized and access to other basic social services, and also to identify with the population new programs in order to meet their expectations in terms of social action. On the other hand, the goal is to have a more effective and efficient government action to be close to the population to meet their needs as soon as possible. On 19 and 25 February, Mr. Koichi Onitani, Ambassador of Japan in the Republic of Djibouti, has proceeded to the signature of donation of 2 community micro-projects in proximity contributing to the human security. These projects will be carried out in cooperation with the prefects, presidents of the regional councils of the Joro region in Dakhil. On 19 February, some 14.8 million Djibouti francs was granted to the Union for Development and Culture UDC. It involves the construction of 4 underground tanks in Monkour in the Joro region. The project aims to improve access to water for 2,500 inhabitants of the villages of Aslum, Gelisa, Hingere and like. The ceremony of signing took place between the Ambassador of Japan, Mr. Koichi Onitani, and the 8th representative of the UDC. In partnership with the Djibouti National Office of Tourism and the Rotary Club of Djibouti, the Director General of Technical Education and Vocational Training has supervised a practical training on the preparation of pizza, which is in progress at the military base of the Italian forces installed in Djibouti. Intended for the students of the Art Hotel School, this 3-week training, which began last Monday, is provided by Mr. Antonio, an Italian chef and 3-time pizza world champion, who was kind enough to pass on to Djibouti's young expertise. 23 students benefiting from this unique opportunity not only benefited from his talent, but also the passion of the pizza profession they discovered. As part of the fight against smuggling of contraband goods, the Customs Brigade, in close collaboration with the Ali Sabih Detachment Police and the Inter-Armed Battalions of the Ali Sabih region, intercepted a quantity of bags of cat. This large-scale operation took place yesterday morning at the Galile border. In this case, we seized a merchandise of cat composed of 6 parcels of cat of 600 packets. The smugglers wanted to convey in quantity in the city of Ali Sabih, and according to the standard procedures in force, this quantity was destroyed by the presence of the Captain Sahal Sugaigi, commander of the Ali Sabih Police Detachment and the head of the Ali Sabih Customs Brigade. In our obituary, we have learned with consultation the disappearance of Shamis Askar Haji, deceased last night at the Dirodawa in Ethiopia. The late Shamis Abdi Haji leaves behind her a large family composed of 10 children and 60 grandchildren, including our colleague Muhammad Omar Bouh, reporter host of the RTD, the direction of the radio broadcast and television of Djibouti, and all the staff addressed their sincere condolences to Mr. Muhammad Omar Bouh following the disappearance of his dear mother Shamis Askar Haji. May Allah welcome her to his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Another obituary, and we have also learned the death of Mr. Ele Gele Farah, which occurred yesterday evening in Djibouti. The deceased, who died at the age of 77 years, was the father of our colleague and anchor of the Arab section, Shakir Ale Gele. He left behind a widow and 5 children and 10 grandchildren. We address the most sincere condolences to the families of the deceased. May the good God welcome him to his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And on the news outside our borders, IMF welcomes Somalia's budget surplus, a resilient economy that has managed to overcome jihadist attacks and severe drought. In 2017, Somalia managed to balance its trade better and realize a surplus. In its latest report on the Somali economy, the International Monetary Fund welcomes the country's economic policy, which is showing significant results. In September 2017, Somalia has achieved a budget surplus of $3.8 million, while in December the surplus amounted to $1.8 million, the report said. In some that seem insignificant, but given the context in which the country of East Africa is evolving, this is a significant advance. The country remains confronted with the chronic insecurity caused by jihadist attacks and fighting between rival clans, and to this must be added the bad agricultural season due to the severe drought that has hit the country for almost 2 years. But with the reforms initiated by President Farmacho's government in agreement with the IMF, the Somali economy is on the road to recovery. In a UN report issued in 2017 but not yet published, experts say North Korea has bypassed the arms embargo on Syria to send chemical and ballistic weapons components to Damascus. The issue, troubling for years for ballistic missile issues, returns to fore after the leak of a UN report. According to the panel of experts who conducted in 2017, North Korea has bypassed for 5 years the arms embargo against Syria. A 200-page report, which the U.S. press agency was able to read experts and is due to release in mid-March, says Pyongyang has charted nearly 400 smuggled shipments between 2012 and 2017 without they are not detected by the satellite intelligence services. Thank you for joining us on RTD. This is it for this edition. Have a good night.